Thank you for joining me. I'm Juan. Today we're going to discuss FTC and warrior trading. So FTC is back at it again. First they went after Raging Bull. Now they're going after warrior trading. If you remember, I did a review on warrior trading and I discussed their practices and their trading, how it's difficult to emulate, but at no point did I think they were breaking any rules or deserved to be sued for $3 million. That's something that the FTC did upon themselves. We're going to break down the lawsuit and read through it. The first lawsuit, Raging Bull, which they claimed that they exaggerated and made false promises, and that Raging Bull promised unreasonable amounts of gains. And they tried to come out to Raging Bull for $2.4 million. And Raging Bull successfully fought back against the FTC. So there's been criticism with the FTC and some of their practices, that they're basically judge, jury, and executioner. And this is an article also that talks about some of the FTC practices. So is this another attack from the FTC? And we're going to break down this lawsuit alleging warrior trading and suing them basically for $3 million. The first paragraph, they kind of just go over some of the codes, and most of these codes follow under Title 15. And the Section 13 talks about halting unfair and deceptive practices. 19 talks about ceasing and desisting due to the unfair practices. Federal Trade Act, 15 USC, 53B, 57B, all talk about false advertisement, civil action violation for these allegations. And here they talk about 15 USC telemarketing consumer fraud, 15 16101, and they're found in 16101 through 16108. They're named, and it just talks about telemarketing practices, telemarketing rules, and how they just violated and made false promises. And that's basically the first paragraph, just naming all the violations that warrior trading violated. Summary of the case, they talk about the pricing, the workshops, and that they deploy deceptive earning claims throughout their sales process, and claims that their programs are quick and simple ways to get your dream of day trading success. And their argument that it's extremely difficult to become a successful day trader, so that they really can't fulfill this promise. They state that making a deceptive earning claims, when they talk about deceptive earning claims, they actually didn't go after Ross Cameron because he proved all his gains and the way he trades, how successful he is. But I reiterated that professional basketball player can teach you how to play basketball doesn't mean you're going to be good at basketball. The way Ross Cameron trades, the majority of people aren't going to be successful. And I mentioned this in my review that I've talked to many traders. It's hard for them to trade the way he trades. Scalping is a very low probability of success when you try to scalp, especially when you're trying to follow someone like Ross Cameron. So they talk about the defendants, which is Ross Cameron. They talk about his history. They mentioned that he's operated as a common enterprise while engaging in deceptive and unlawful acts of practice. And those violations are the ones we mentioned above. They talk about his proven and profitable trading strategies, that they're scalable, they're effective with initial investment of $500. Consumers who enroll in warrior trading course program are likely to deploy this to become consistent and profitable. I don't know if it's punishable. I don't know if you deserve to be fined $3 million for this. I've mentioned that when I took warrior program, I just wanted to learn from it, and that ultimately you have to learn from everyone and find your own strategy and find what works best for you. They just expose you to different styles of trading. And then they go over all the risks that are associated with day trading and how some people leverage. And they have some proof that day trading statistically is extremely unsuccessful, and that your chances of becoming a successful day trader are even lower if you're trading with an account under $50,000. They talk about the PDT rule. From January 18th to March 21st, defendants generated tens of millions of dollars in revenue from sales of the day trading program. And I knew that they were extremely successful selling their program and also their monthly service. But I didn't know that they spent over $12.8 million in advertising in the last 3 years. That's quite a lot. So I've never liked these spammy type commercials, but that's a lot of money to spend for advertising. And they're saying that they led people to believe that if they take their program, they're going to become consistent and profitable. And they mentioned these are all advertisement statements that mention you're going to be successful and profitable. All you have to do is trade like me. I'll show you how to grow $583 to $1 million. He's going over his experience and how it worked out for him. The next few pages, they talk about some of his ads in Facebook, on YouTube. They talk about all his YouTube videos. They go over they even talk about his thumbnails, how they could be misleading, and they use all his thumbnails as proof. They mentioned one of his videos where he talked about how to get around the PDT rule, which isn't illegal. I mean, you can have multiple brokers. And again, they're using all his advertisement. And here they have some like more detailed proof of why day traders are unsuccessful. And this is an article that showed in the Taiwan Stock Exchange between 1992 2006 found that only 9.8% of day traders were successful. And they have different statistics here, but at the end they said at minimum the studies indicate that at least 50% of aspiring day traders will not be profitable, which is pretty accurate. It's probably higher won't be successful. And they go over his disclosures, and again they talk about how he grew $583 into $1 million. Then they go over how he's not able to track the success of his students. I mentioned in my review that just talking to a lot of his students that I know most of them aren't profitable, but there's no statistics on this or any proof because he can't follow everybody after. What they did use is the simulator that Warrior Trader offers, and it showed that 74% lost money and only 10% earned more than $90, which is pretty revealing. And they go as far as say few customers who purchase Warrior day trading programs are likely to profit by deploying Warrior Trading's day trading strategies. And I mentioned this, that scalping is extremely difficult, and it's one of the lowest probable ways of day trading, especially the risky, fast-paced way that Ross Cameron does it. Ross Cameron's just extremely good at it. So this is the case. This is the FTC. These are the attorneys against Warrior Trading. Now, going through his website, there's nothing that seems extremely deceptive. They're just an educational platform. They have their scanners. They have some reviews. And it goes back to what I said, that the majority of these day trading programs aren't going to make you successful. Ultimately, you have to find your strategy, what works for you. You have to put in the work and make an Excel sheet or just track all your trades, see the best times to trade, see the best type of stocks, see the float of the stock. Was there a catalyst? What was it that made those stocks that you were successful at trading? Try to find a pattern in between them and then form your own style of trading. Because even if you follow someone else in real time, you may not be able to identify it the way they identify those trades forming. So ultimately, you have to just kind of find your own strategy and not rely on others. I mean, Jim Cramer said, buy Netflix now. He also said, buy Didi. Are we going to blame him because those stocks crashed? You're responsible for your own trading. I don't think that they should be sued. I think the FTC is a little bit aggressive. I think they have track record of bullying people, but at the same time, this, spending $12 million in 3 years for marketing is pretty aggressive also, but it's not illegal in my opinion. That was a quick review on the FTC lawsuit. Thank you for watching. See you on the next video.